You know, life has a way of surprising us. We've all had unexpected moments that really end up impacting who we are. I'm Chavie Brooke, and let me tell you, I've had my fair share of these moments. On Totally Unexpected, I don't just interview my guests. We have long, meaningful conversations to explore the twists and the turns that change their lives. You won't only be hearing from the guest, you'll be hearing from me and my thoughts and reflections, just as I would be doing in real life. These aren't traditional interviews, they're conversations about struggle, growth, and the moments that make us human. We all just want to feel connected. At least I do. And if we end up feeling a little less alone, that would make me so happy. Hey guys, I am so excited to be back in my studio/office. It's been a few weeks due to the holiday season. Even though it's late at night and after my usual working hours, it actually is quite exciting to be here and get back into the groove and the swing of things. And I especially can't wait to introduce this guest who's, I think, a perfect guest to have after the busy holiday season. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Esty Prus. I met her 12 or 13 years ago as my wig stylist. And that's how we got to know and build a very deep connection. She has since moved on from her wig business just recently, which we will go into in the podcast. So you'll hear more about that. But right now, she is the founder of Simply Tanya, which is a community of women who are dedicated to connection and personal growth through Chassidic wisdom and everyday life and connection with one another. And she's also the producer of these transformative women's retreats that have people coming in from all over and mainly from Israel to go to Crown Heights, to the Rebbe's resting place, to connect, to be inspired, and she's really good at it. She's also a mother of 7, thank God, a wife, a speaker, and has so much wisdom to offer. I really enjoyed the conversation that we had. A lot of aha moments for me as well. And I think you'll gain a lot from it, especially after this busy season. Grab a cup of coffee, sit down. Don't even do this while I guess after the holiday, there'll be a lot of laundry, but was about to say, don't even do the laundry. Just treat yourself to a moment of just stillness, but you might have to do laundry. Anyway, please enjoy Esty Prus. If you want to sponsor, please reach out. I think it's not a secret that podcasts are funded through sponsorships and advertisements. There's no secret way to go about it. And I would love to partner with all of you and any of you. Please reach out. All my contact information is in the show notes. And we're very grateful to all our partnerships and all our sponsorships. So happy that we're doing this. Look at you. You look stunning.
Wow. Yeah. It takes me like a minute to get used to situations, but yeah,
Yes.
it's going to be good.
It's going to be great. Your youngest has only 2 hours today?
Yeah, it was from 3 hours, which is amazing compared to being with them. Yeah, in the house for a full 2 weeks. Yeah. But Baruch Hashem, we had 3 hours today, and then it just worked out. I picked him up, so Baruch Hashem for that.
Thank you. I'm so glad that it worked and we were able to figure it out. So how was summer?
Wow, summer was so long.
It was so long. Can we talk about that for a second?
That's all I can say about summer, Chavie, that it was so long. It's like I just don't understand why summer needs to be so long. I feel like kids needs to be in school for their
Yeah.
sanity and for their parents' sanity. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Kids should
Yes,
not be in the house the whole day. It's just not good for them.
it's not. And I just like, I keep saying this and I feel like I'm a broken tape recorder, but I don't understand it. And also, like in Bozeman, we end in the beginning of June and started 2 days ago. So it's
Wow.
really almost 3 months. Hanalea did not do camp at all. She was with me all day, every day for 3 months. And
Wow.
I agree. Like, I don't think that that's healthy and the way that it's meant to be. But then I think about like the olden times where there wasn't school, but I'm like, but they were working in the field. They weren't also home.
And also, we are not in the olden times, and
And
it's
we are
okay.
not
Things
in the olden
change.
times.
Yes, and we are working women, and we have so much on our heads, and you know what? It's funny that you're saying it because it makes me feel sometimes so bad. Why can't I just be with my kids all day?
Yes.
Like
Oh my
I'm their
gosh.
mother,
Yes.
and I feel so bad, and I feel like I'm like really like I'm supposed to like I need to love to be
Every
loving the
second.
kid. No, and I
Yeah.
just like Esty, it's okay, it's fine, you're normal. Everyone is just like you. Some mothers, they are normal
Yes.
by
The ones that
joining,
rebel. Yeah, exactly.
by telling you, "Oh my God, I'm so upset that summer is over and my kid's going back
I
to school."
saw
I'm
that.
like, "Don't talk to me."
I saw a couple will see like mixed emotions sending the kids back to school. I'm like, there
I
is
didn't have any mixed emotion.
zero mixed emotions. There is one emotion and it is pure, unadulterated joy.
I'm sorry, it is what it is, and we just say it as
We just
is.
say it as
No,
it is.
that's
And I
it.
really appreciate having this conversation because I sometimes also feel that way. I'm like, oh, I have kids. I should want to be with them all the time. And we don't have to disclaim we love our children, but I don't want to be with them 24/7. And it's very, very hard. And you know what? My kids started school on Tuesday. They are so happy. They
Yes,
are so
absolutely.
happy. First of all, I'm Baruch Hashem, I'm so blessed that they love school.
Right.
They feel supported, they feel loved, they love school. They are
So
so
true.
happy. They are so
100%.
happy. Like Hanalea comes home, she's like, "Mommy, I had the best day." And I'm like, thank you,
Exactly.
Hashem. And I know it's like, okay, there's struggles that come up in school and there's always things. But in general, them having like
A
structured out of the
structure,
house,
exactly. Yes.
stimulation, interaction, social interaction, like, and okay, camp is great, but I don't have access to camps that my kids want to go to until they're ready to go to overnight camp. And it was just very long. We had a lot of beautiful moments in the summer. We had beautiful experiences, and it was so long.
It
It
was
was
just
so
very
long.
long. But you know what? It's funny when you're saying it now about the kids, and I'm like trying to like figure out in myself, like I'm listening to you, and I'm like, okay,
Mhm,
maybe I should be like happy being with my kids all day long. And then I remember, like, I'm just like, I don't know why it came to my head, but like even with a husband and a wife, okay, the
mhm,
Torah is saying basically to keep 2 weeks that it's basically you're apart from each other, you're not together. And then
mhm.
those other 2 weeks,
That
you
excitement.
love each other again, and the excitement and everything. So there is a really like logic reason, even with the kids. Yeah, I love them.
Yes,
Obviously, I love them. I love my
yes,
husband. But
yes,
okay, there is something from the Torah that's saying that you shouldn't be with your husband for 2 weeks. So there is like a logic reason behind it. And I feel
yeah,
like, okay, we can say the same thing about our kids. Yeah, there is a
yeah.
logic reason behind it. They should be in school. They should get the chinuch in school. And then when they come back home, oh, I
We're
actually
ready for
love my
them.
kids. We
Yes,
are
we're
ready
ready
for
to see
you.
them.
Exactly.
We're
Yeah, we're
excited. We
excited
can be
again.
present.
Exactly. So thank you for that. You know what? It was all worth it just for that. באמת. Like I was
Exactly.
just like, 1 second, it makes
Because
sense.
I think as mothers, we're processing so much. And like you said, we're not in the olden times. So a majority of mothers are working and have other things outside of the home going on.
Right.
And even if you don't, like just running and managing the home is a lot. And we always are like trying to process and deal with mom guilt, right? And then also we live in a world where we see everything else, right? And you see other mothers share their experiences. This happens to me a lot. And I see other mothers or share their experiences, or I don't follow parenting accounts anymore. My therapist banned me from following parent accounts.
So smart.
He's
Smart
like,
move.
this is not
Yes.
for you. Like,
No, it's
this
not
doesn't
for you.
apply to
I'm
you.
sorry.
Like,
Yeah.
don't, this is not for you. And then it makes you like how come it's not like that for me? How come I don't feel that way? How come this isn't the way it is for me? And so we're always trying to process. And I posted just yesterday, it was like, if you are worried about being a good mom, that means you're a good mom.
100%.
That automatically means you're good. If you're worried about showing up and being a good mom and making sure that you're doing right by your kids, that makes you a good mom.
You know, Chavie, I always remind myself, Behemet, like this is what I tell myself all the time. Esty, the kids that Hashem gave you, those are the kids that are meant to be yours. Which means they, even if they're gonna have the most, you know, some of my friends are really amazing mothers. And sometimes I look at myself, I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not such a good mother as they are to their kids. And then I remind myself, my kids, Hashem send them to me because He knows what's good for them. And this is their journey to be with their mother, which I'm pretty fine. I'm a good mother.
Pretty fantastic.
Thank
I
you.
say so myself.
Thank you. But what I'm trying to say is like, stop comparing yourself. You're saying about comparing ourselves to others or seeing things on social media that everything is so perfect and everything. Oh, and they went out and and she takes them to the park. I take my kids to the park, by the way. I don't think that it makes me a better mother than anyone else that doesn't take her kids to the park. It's just a way for me to cope in my situation with 4 little boys at home. Better to be with them at the park, But what I'm trying to say is that I always remind myself, Esty, those are the kids that Hashem gave you, and you are the perfect mother for them. You might not be the perfect mother, but for them, you are the perfect mother. Goodbye. Nikuda. That's it. I'm not even like, you know what? There's no guilt anymore. And this is something that I got rid of, which is, I think it's amazing. I used to think that guilt make you like, you know, being a better mother because because okay, you're not doing this, but at least you have the guilt. So at least if you have the guilt, it means that you are a better mother. As you said before, if you feel guilty, it means that you're, No.
No, if you're thinking about your parenting, that means,
Exactly. Yes.
I agree. And Tanya says, guilt does not help you in any way.
No.
And I love that you're saying that. For all the mothers out there who are listening, I think it's so powerful and important to sit with this idea. Don't just sit with it and really think about the fact that Hashem, like, it's a match, right? Hashem picked you and your children, and they were matched together because your journey and their journey together is
how Hashem decided it to be. That's
exactly.
it.
And it's how you are meant to be in this world, and you're like, it actually brings out the thing. Your kids will bring out the things that you need to address and work on and confront, and the other way around. And sometimes I'm guilty of sometimes being like, Hashem, I think you made a mistake. Like, I'm not cut out for this. You know, I don't think this was right. But it's just silly. It's just silly. But like, we both know that, like, okay, like, this is just fear or overwhelm talking. You know, when we're overwhelmed and we're scared or we don't know what it's going to look like in the future, we're like, this isn't for me. I'm out, you know? But when we really think about that, we are the best parent for the child. So that doesn't mean we don't make mistakes. Doesn't mean we can always do better, but it means the journey that you're having together and the way that you're parenting your kids is the way that they need to be parented.
Exactly. And it doesn't mean, by the way, that I don't have to work on myself, or let's say if I get upset at my kids.
It's not getting you off the hook of like being better.
Like, you have to do your inner work. Definitely. Like, I really try my best to do my inner work, but I have a lot of compassion. Compassion, do you say? Yeah. I have a lot of compassion for myself because I feel like when you don't have compassion for yourself, and we have so many hats and we have so many jobs in our life, you know, like I'm a mother, I'm a wife. Before I'm a mother, I'm a wife, but I'm also a woman, but I'm also Jewish. Okay. And I'm also like, I have like a lot of people that Baruch Hashem, I get to like teach them, and I get to learn from people, and there is so many jobs in my life. There is so many hats that I wear. I have to have compassion for myself, and if I don't have it, I can't have compassion for others. It's just not gonna work. If I don't understand that I'm not perfect, and Hashem didn't create me perfect, you know, we learn in the Tanya that we are not perfect. We are not meant to be at tzaddik.
We're not meant to be perfect. Yes.
Yeah, we're not meant to be perfect. This is not how Hashem created me. So I feel like when I, you know, take a deep breath, as I do now, and I just remember that it's okay. There is no defect in Hashem, in the way that Hashem created me. This is exactly how He created me, okay? And if He created me that way, it means that this is exactly how He wants me to be, and He just wants me to work on myself. That's all. The results are not in my hand. if
Yeah.
I'm gonna succeed in something or not. It's just not in my hand. And this is something that really, like, I keep telling myself, Esty, you and I do, Baruch Hashem, we're gonna talk about it. I'm assuming
Yeah.
I'm doing a
Yes.
lot of new things in my life. But I'm
Yeah.
like, Esty, you are just responsible for trying. Don't think of the outcome. If my kids will be
Mm.
this or that, or it's not in my hand. I'm just doing my best. And that's it.
I really like am taking that in because we know all this stuff, but to hear somebody else say it, it's just like, just pause for a second and remember how many hats that we wear. It's so true. We have so many roles, we have so many responsibilities, and it's 100% true that if you cannot find compassion for yourself, you cannot access it for other people. If you don't have empathy for your own experience, you're not going to have true empathy for others. It works together. You cannot have one without the other. And I can see it. You can see it in people when they really truly can be open and they can just be there for somebody else. It means that they have done the work and the space to recognize and be there for themselves. It's just A plus B equals C. And
Mamash.
I think we know this in the back of our head. We know how many hats we wear. We know, like you just said, like, I'm a woman, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm Jewish. Even that was not even any outside jobs. That was just like pure existence. And how many hats that is already.
Right.
We don't think about that because we're in the grind. We're constantly doing, and we don't think about for a second, pause and be like, wow, we're doing a lot. We have a lot on our plate.
We do tons. We mamash do tons, and we forgot that we are the home secretary, like our home secretary with all the appointments and stuff, which is something that every time I
Yeah.
have to fill in, to fill a paper, like especially in English and not in Hebrew, and it's just much harder for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Shem, I have a paper phobia. I'm
Me
telling you.
too. I have a paper phobia, and thank God, I have to give my husband credit where credit is due. He does the papers because
Amazing. Amazing.
I always joke. I'm like, if it was up to me, my kids would never have doctor's appointments. They would never get anything they need to get for school. They would never be signed up for anything because it wouldn't happen.
Right. So I make myself do it because I have to. And Baruch Hashem,
Yeah.
my husband took care of like taking them, let's say, to the appointment, which I can
Yes.
handle and stuff like this. And it's everything is so much work. Everything takes
Yeah.
so much work. And we just have to really remember that just let go a little bit. Just breathe for a second. Just drink a little bit of coffee, in a
Yeah.
quiet room just for 2 minutes. Can I share with you something about my great grandmother that
Yes.
related to this? Okay.
Please.
So my great grandmother, her name was Malka Lipsker. She had 14 children, and they were living in Lud in Israel. And she basically, what she used to do is 14 children, yeah? And very poor people.
Yeah.
Like everyone in Israel were very poor back then. I'm assuming not everyone, but I'm saying most of the people
Most
back
people.
then were very poor. And she was in the kitchen and she closed like this. There was like a small, it's not even a door, it's like a gate that you close. Back then it was like a gate that you close in the kitchen. It's like a door that like pulls, like you pull the door. Yeah, it's not closed but with a
Hmm.
lock. And she closed it. And when the kids were knocking on the door, she was telling them that mommy is making them a mommy right now. That's what she was doing. She was drinking
Mm.
our coffee and eating something. And she was so smart to realize that mommies need to take time for themselves. The very basic things that they need to take care of themselves. And I'm not talking about self care. This word, I have a lot of
Yeah.
things to say about those
Feelings
two
about it. We can
words.
get there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just like the fact that take care of the sleeping, no one can take
Hmm.
care of it for you.
Hmm.
Eating, no one can eat for you
For you.
physically. They can make the food for you, but they can't eat for you. Moving your body a little bit, going exercising, and something for your neshama. No one can do it for you. So if you're not gonna do this for yourself, if you're not gonna put gas in the body
Fill the
that's
tank.
called you, tank exactly, full tank, it's just not gonna work. You're just gonna be exhausted. You're gonna be tired. You're not gonna have patience for anyone. You're gonna scream at your kids. Take care of yourself. And the very four basic things that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like it's a very powerful story to me.
I love that story. And also it lands even more when you hear it from somebody from an older generation. Like we think they didn't know how to do that, but they knew, and they
They
were
knew.
so wise. But like those basic things that we talk about, we somehow made those into like these big self-care activities where it's these are basics, guys. We got to sleep, we got to eat, we got to
It's
move our
necessities, not
bodies. We
luxury.
got to
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
I have a fun grandmother story too. It's different, but like on a similar vein. Like my grandmother, she was just the best. She was shlicha in London, Ontario, my father's mother, and she had a bunch of boys in a row. And she had hearing aids from a young age. It wasn't like she always needed hearing aids, not only when she got older, but she had a hearing issue. So she always wore hearing aids. And she told me, and I will always remember this because she told me before I was married, before I had kids, and it was just I found it so hilarious and so great. She's like, the house would get chaotic. The boys were all over the place. It would be very noisy. And she would just turn off her hearing aids, turn them off.
Wow. I love
And
it.
she couldn't hear what was going on. And I mean, she was still there and present, but like it was becoming overwhelming. The noise was overwhelming. She had the ability to just turn it off.
Wow.
And she didn't have to become like impatient and be quiet and whatever. She just turned them off. I thought,
that's amazing. It's like
isn't that
taking the
amazing?
lemon and making a lemonade out of it. Mamash. Like
Exactly.
it's an issue that she had, and she's like, okay, let me use it for my benefit. It's
Exactly.
amazing. I love the story, and
Chaotic in the house, turn
I
them
want to
off.
hear. I don't want to have that problem. I want to hear,
Exactly.
but sometimes I wish I can just like. But again, I'm just human.
Exactly. I think we can take that story and we can find the things that we do have in our control to let go. It's a version of letting go. Fine.
Right.
So they're wrestling on the couch and someone's going to get hurt. Okay, fine. Let that happen. It's going to be okay,
Yeah, but then you have to take him to the doctor, and then they have to do stitches on him. Something that
You
just
have 4
happened.
boys,
I
know.
I have, yeah.
Exactly.
So hobby. So, but the truth is that you are right, because I find, and I said it before, that I found for myself that when I take them to the park, it's just much easier for me.
Exactly.
So it's not
You're
in my
finding
control that they're
ways.
gonna
Yeah.
exactly. It's not in my control that if they're gonna fight, if they're not gonna fight, what they're gonna do to each other. Da, 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 da. It's not in my control because there are boys, and Baruch Hashem for
Yeah.
boys. I'm just not used to boys. But if I take them to the park, it's just much easier. All the mess is in the park, and even I feed them supper in the park, and like everything is in the park. We come back
Right.
home, and
And
I just
you're
put them in the shower,
outside, there's
say
space, there's
bye.
fresh air.
Exactly, that's what they need. I know
Yes.
about myself.
Yes.
I wake up sometimes in the morning, Javi, and I'm like, oh my god, Hashem, I can't breathe. Like I just like I don't know, whatever stuff and stress and da, 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 and everything looks like so dark, and you know, we all have those days. And then I just like I take the coffee and I get out of the house, with obviously with my kid's stroller. I don't drink coffee just like that in the street. It's always with a stroller. And then I just go out of the house with my cup of coffee and I look at the sky and Baruch Hashem, the sun is shining. And just like all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, I'm happy.
I could do
I'm
this.
happy. Sometimes that's all you need. Some
Yeah.
fresh air. And that's what the
Fresh
kids
air.
need
I'm a
sometimes.
big believer in that. I always say like nature, if you get yourself out into nature, and it's a little harder in New York, but the sky is still the sky and the air, fresh air is still fresh air. It really grounds you. And it's just like, okay,
Not much.
put your feet in the grass, look at the sky. You will automatically, your heart rate will slow down. Like you will, like it doesn't solve all the problems. You're still going to go and have to do all the things you have to do, but there's a
100%.
grounding and there's like that breathing that starts to happen when you just get yourself
Not
out there.
much.
And so I love that.
It reminds me that I love trees. Okay, and you're saying
Yes,
New
me
York.
too.
Yeah, I live in Brooklyn. Okay,
Yeah.
Brooklyn, New York, on whatever street that not the most pleasant street, I would say. Okay, it's not President Street in Crown Heights. And I remember when we moved here, I was so grateful to Hashem that we found the house and we moved here. And I was sitting on the couch, and from my window there is a beautiful big green tree that I was just like looking at the tree, and I'm like, oh my God, Marabu Masecha Hashem, so beautiful. I love this tree. If you would ask me today if I know how this tree looked like, or if I notice it when I sit on my couch, I don't. So it's just like, sometimes like we just have to appreciate the things that we have, even in Brooklyn, New York, that it's not the most it's not nature. We can't call this place nature. Yeah, there is not a lot of nature here. But even in Brooklyn, New York, I can find nature. I can sit on my couch and look outside of the window and see this beautiful tree. It's still beautiful. It's just that I don't see it anymore, but it's still beautiful. So I have to practice, like sometimes we say we just have to practice with our right eye. Our right eye always see the good things, and our left eye always see the negative things. So sometimes when life, brings you situations that are not so pleasant, you forget how to use the right eye, and you don't see the small little treat that Hashem, plant in His world. So you just have to. Thank you for reminding me of this tree. I will.
Yeah.
Make sure that I see it
now
again.
You'll notice it again.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
know. It's just like we do. We go about our life and we stop to notice. And every once in a while, we just have to pause and remember, remember that tree that I used to love? It's still here. It's still here.
Yes, it's still there. It's still there.
Yeah. Well, we jumped right in. I want to tell everyone how we know each other because I feel like it's such a fun story. And then I want you to take us a little bit through your wonderful life experiences that I feel like you have so much to offer. But we met in Russia. Do you remember?
Yes, of course. Never forget.
Exactly.
I remember many more than I remember you.
Yeah, because how could you not? He was
No, he was so cute. He was delicious.
Tiny,
I was holding
cute
him. He was
baby.
cute.
We went to Russia for Chaim Shal's really good friend's first son's bar mitzvah. Benny was a few months old, and it's your cousin. It's your first cousin.
Yeah. Yes.
It's your first cousin, and you were at the bar mitzvah. And we met and we chatted and, just didn't get to spend a whole lot of time together, but it was just like that meeting somebody new. We were both not in our own environment. So we were just, and then.
It was a click, right?
Yeah. There was a connection. Absolutely. And you told me that you do shaitels and makeup. And it happened to be that the next time I was in New York, I needed makeup for a wedding. Makeup and my hair and makeup, basically. And I came to you. And from then on, you were my person. You became my shaitel I don't know how to say shaitel in English.
Wig stylist.
But more than that, because I also buy my, it's more than a wig stylist. You're my wig person.
Wig person. I'm trying to, while you were talking, I'm trying to think of how many wigs. It's wow, yeah, how many wigs we went through. I'm just wow.
A lot. But the crazy thing is it's 12 years, Kanai 12 years of wigs. So there was a many wigs, but the crazy thing is that I'm still wearing the first one that I ever got from you.
True.
And the second one and all of them. There's one that never worked out, but almost all of them, the hair is still beautiful. They need updating. Some didn't start with lace, so we put it in bangs. We always worked with them and did stuff, but so you became my wig destination for 12 years. And we're going to talk about where you are now. But
I want to can I say something, Chavie, about, I will give a tip, okay? For people, most women, when they go and they want to search for a shaitel and they want to buy a wig, okay? Shaitel is a wig. So they want to buy a new wig and they're always so confused and they don't know. And shaitel macher, wig stylist, wig machers, or whatever you want to call it, there's so many bad stories about them that they're not honest. Some stories about wig people, okay? And the minute you're going to buy the shaitel, they're going to take your money and then they're not going to treat you. Okay. Which is, by the way, it's not true because I know many of my friends that are wig stylists and they sell wigs and they treat people beautifully. So that's number one. You have to find the person that really will treat you nicely. But I actually want to say something about you, Chavie, okay? That I feel like the success that you had with shaitels, it's really mamash, 90% was because of you. Okay? The shaitel is the shaitel. The wig is the wig. Okay? But the fact that you have such positive vibe about you that, first of all, you trust a person. You came to me and you just...
trusting. Very trusting.
And you just trusted me, okay? And it's not but even with your first week from me, you just trusted me. You just felt like you can trust me, and you said, I'm trusting you. I'm trusting Hashem that you are the right messenger to bring me the most beautiful wig, and I'm just trusting you. So it's the trust, and also the fact that you didn't get nervous if things didn't go right the first time. You were okay, things takes time in life, everything is sometimes there are challenges even with wigs, and it's okay and it's fine, and I'm sure it's going to work out, and I know that you're going to be there for me. The fact that you trusted me, and the fact that you were willing to understand that nothing comes easily. Even sometimes with wigs, some wigs will be a big success from day one, and sometimes it will take some time. Even with our kids, some kids are like, it works from the first day, and some kids, you have to put a lot of effort, and it's okay. So I'm just saying, like, I really give the credit to you, that you just, like, you are the perfect client, and I'm very happy for whoever will be your
We're going to have to figure that out. Well, thank you for saying that. And it's funny because we each have our own perspective, but you were such a good fit for me because, first of all, I did feel like I can trust you and I can just like breathe and know. And I also knew that you were going to take care of me. And having a wig, I do think there's a lot of challenges, and it's a mesiras nefesh. When we wear a wig, like, it is a project. It's a big deal. And especially living far away from access to servicing your wig is a challenge. So I always joke, I'm like, by the time the wig like is exactly how I want it, it takes 2 years because I come twice, but it's always a process. And what I learned from you, which really, really is something that I really take with me to this day, is that the same thing we just spoke about, like, it's not perfect. It's not your hair. We have to remember,
right.
your
I told you from
wig
day one. That's
is
what I said.
not
Yes.
your hair.
Yes.
So we try and we want it to look as good as possible. But when we struggle and it's not perfect, it's not perfect, it's not perfect, it's not perfect, you're the one, you're like, it's never going to be your hair. It's never going to be your
100%.
hair. So that attitude of like, we do the best we can. We want you to look beautiful, but also like a little bit of a realistic expectation of
Exactly.
what we're actually doing here. And, I always laugh. I'm always sending you like pictures and videos. I'm like, look what's going on. What do I do? And we've also learned to problem solve like on WhatsApp, like, okay, this is what you should do. I will show you how to do it on the video, on the phone. So we're very lucky that we had this beautiful working relationship, but through all the time that we spend together on the chair and talking, and we became friends. And I really love you for who you are and learn. I always come away from sitting on the chair in the wig salon with a perspective that I always think about. I'm like, you say something and I'm like, wow, I needed to hear
Thank
that.
you.
That was like a really good perspective. You know how they say like hairdressers are like therapists, like, because you end up just talking and sharing. But I really love the way that you look at life and the way that you take it head on. And I love the bluntness, and you don't sugarcoat things. It's just like you say it how it is. And I love that so much. So,
but first of all, I want to say, Javi, that it's mutual, because every time that you left the salon, you gave me so much strength that, like, with a word that you said, or even with just you being you. Okay. Sometimes it's just enough. Sometimes we don't have to say things.
Just our
Sometimes
energies exchanging.
the energy and the present, and I know what you're going through in your life, and you know what I go through in my life, and just the fact that we are standing there smiling, sometimes not smiling, but sometimes like pretending like we're smiling, which is totally fine too sometimes.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's what sometimes gives the koach. And I will say something about what you said about like that. This is what you like, that I told you from the beginning, that the wig will never be your hair. And this is what I told, I think, all my clients, especially brides that used to come to me to get their first shidduch. Listen, the wig will never be your hair. It might look even better than your hair, but it will never be your hair. So I feel like, sometimes being blunt and being realistic, it's something that I really go with in my life, because it just gives me clarity about what's the reality and what I'm dealing with. And this is the reality. The reality is like this because this is how Hashem wanted it to be. Okay. So, okay, now what do I do with it? So the reality is that you're going to wear a wig, and it's not going to be your hair because it's not your hair. It's something on your hair that looks like hair, but it will never be your hair. So this is the reality. Now, what do we do with it? We will make it work. We will make it,
Best
beautiful.
as
We
it
will make
possibly
sure
could
to.
be.
Yes, exactly. So that, I think that's something that I wish people will. It's such a good point, Javi, that I wouldn't bring up. So thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
just for
it was
women to
very profound.
understand.
It's something so obviously it's not my hair, but you don't think about that when you're going to get a wig. You're like, this needs to be perfect. And especially now with the introduction of lace, it even makes it even more complicated because you could get so close. And, but then, and when it's not that, and when I see the lace and I see this and I whatever, and it like, sometimes I wish the lace didn't exist because it's
I
so
hear you.
hard.
Hard for a wig stylist, I have to say. It's very
I can
hard. It's
imagine.
high maintenance. It's, yes.
So much maintenance.
But I think it's so beautiful that the Rebbe, the Rebbe requested from everyone. I don't think it's so, like, it's such a conversation here in America, but in Israel, it's like a very big conversation about the fact that, like, let's say most people, like a lot of religious people in Israel don't wear a sheitel. They have to wear
Scarf.
a scarf. And then our Rebbe, the Lubavitcher Rebbe is telling us, wear a sheitel. Like, that's what he requested, not a scarf, a wig.
Yeah.
So I feel like, the Rebbe was so, I always say the Rebbe was so smart. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but this is how he's a genius. Like, just like, like divine, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call him. It's like, it's so amazing. His way of taking women and lifting them up, basically, telling them, no, I'm not going to take the hair from you. It's going to look beautiful. It's not going to be your hair. It's going to be a wig, but you need to look beautiful. I don't want you to look ugly. I want you to look beautiful. Like, kol kvoda bat melech pnima, which means, I don't know how to say it in English. You can translate me. But, like, I want you to look beautiful. It's important for you to look beautiful. The mitzvah of covering hair, it's not a mitzvah that wants the woman to feel ugly.
Yeah.
That's not the purpose.
That's not the point.
It's not the point. And some people are struggling with the fact, 1 second, why are you wearing a wig if it looks like your hair? And because the mitzvah is to cover your hair, period.
Right. Yeah.
Now, the tznius part of what you do with it, if it's long or short, this is another
different discussion.
story.
Yeah.
It's a different discussion. But just like covering their hair. This is what you were requested, to cover your hair. That's it.
Yeah.
This is the mitzvah.
It is. It is a hard thing, but it is, when you can tap into the beauty of it and the purpose of it, it really is, it's an opportunity, right? It's an opportunity to really tap in to
it's a crown. If you look at it as a crown on your head, and a lot of things we don't understand, Chavie, I can tell you, a lot of mitzvahs I don't understand. I'm sorry. Being very honest.
Me and you both.
A lot of mitzvahs, I'm like, hello. I don't know. I'm not sure. But again, who do I to think what I think about a mitzvah or not if Hashem requested me to do it? Because I'm not Hashem. He created me. I didn't create him. So if he created me, why am I questioning what he chose for me to do?
I know.
It doesn't make any sense. So I'm not. I'm just some things. I just, some things that are hard for me to do. Baruch Hashem, wig is not part of it. But some things that are hard for me to do, I just say, this is what Hashem wants. Kabbalah tol. Just like pure, like, this is what you want, this is what I do. And that's it.
But I want to ask you, like, was it always like that for you? Or it was a journey?
So, yeah.
So let's go back to the beginning. First of all, I want to ask you, you grew up in Israel, right?
In Kfar Chabad, yes.
Kfar Chabad. Okay. What was your experience like growing up in Kfar Chabad?
Wow, the best experience. I loved Kfar Chabad. It's, for me, it's like moving to Crown Heights. It's basically it feels like in a way it feels like Kfar Chabad because everyone is Chabad around here, and in Kfar Chabad also everyone is Chabad. So like I'm like, I feel like sometimes like I'm so close-minded in a way
in a bubble.
In a bubble a little bit, yes. In a way that I just, thank you for the correction, because it's not closed-minded, it's just like in a bubble that I just like, this is what I'm used to. And it happened to be that in the past few years, I get to meet other people and like a lot of other different people that are not Chabad, and I'm fascinated by it. It's like, wow, there's a whole new world.
There's
and
a
I know
whole
it sounds funny because I'm almost, I know, and it sounds funny because I'm almost 40, but it's like, it is what it is. So I loved growing up in Kfar Chabad. I was born in Rishon LeZion, and then we moved to Kfar Chabad. So I loved growing up in Kfar Chabad. It was beautiful. It was amazing. I was not I would call it the standard girl, the standard best Rivka girl.
Yeah, tell me more about that. I want to know.
All the juicy details.
All the juicy details.
Let's put it that way. I enjoyed, having fun and doing things that are
push the boundaries a little.
Push the boundaries a little is a nice word. Yes, a little.
Maybe a lot.
And just like trying new things. But you know what? I realized, okay, I'm not going to go back to it. I'm just going to stay with the pet here. Yeah. It was just, this was the journey that Hashem created for me. So like looking back, I'm not even regretting anything. I just know that if I wouldn't go through that journey that I went through, I wouldn't get to where I am today. So, bichlal, like guilt or regrets, or, once you do teshuvah, what's teshuvah? To come back to Hashem. That's all. That's all. To come back to Hashem. Once you do that, don't have any more bad feelings about things that happened in the past, because where does it take you? Does it take you to good places?
Well, it's actually your Yetzer Hara trying to get you stuck. When we feel bad about ourselves and we down on ourselves, we're not motivated to do anything. So we're stuck, and it's literally stopping us from actually continuing our connection or service of Hashem because we feel bad about ourselves,
As you said, he loves it. This is his pleasure to look down on myself and say, "Oh, who do you think you are? Why do you think you're better now than what you used to be in the past?" And so on and on and on and on. Like the fact that he doesn't stop for a second. That's the truth. When something, when you feel like something is under control, he will come from a different direction. And that's something that I really try to tell myself. That's, learning Tanya helped me so much with understanding what's in my ability and what it's not is not in my ability. It's not in my ability to remove all the negative emotion from me. It's gonna keep coming up. It's in my ability how I control them, which is something that really changed my life. That's if you want me to, let's say you would tell me, Esty, come and say one sentence, this is the sentence that I would say. This is the sentence.
Say it again.
So you are not in control of the emotions that will come up, the negative emotions. This is how Hashem created us. I am in control of the thought, the second thought that comes after the first thought that basically introducing me to the negative emotion that I have.
Yeah.
That's basically it. That's the whole.
100%. It's actually also my favorite part of Tanya, and the way that I teach it is you don't get to control who knocks on your door, right? You don't get to control who knocks on your door. You control
Beautiful.
if you open the door or not. Do you open the door? Do you invite them in for a cup of coffee? So if you think about your thoughts, right, you don't control the thoughts that come to you. Tanya clearly says you don't control that. You have thoughts that come. Think of them as knocks on the door. Hello, I'm feeling this today, or I'm upset about this. Now, the question is, are you opening the door? Are you inviting that thought in? Are you giving it space? Are you giving it time? Are you giving it attention? Right? We get to control what we pay attention to and what we dwell on and what we invite into our reality.
It's so true. It's so true. It's, for me, what you're saying now, I love it. By the way, I will use it. So thank you.
Use it.
I love it. Yeah, I will use it. But for me, it's basically even to understand that what does it mean emotion? Emotion is something that is inside me. How do you know that you have the emotion? Who introduced you this emotion, to yourself?
Right.
How do you know about that emotion? So the first thought is the thought that introduced you. Hi, I'm anger. I'm here. Hi, I'm jealousy. I'm here. This is who I am.
That's why all emotions start in your brain, right? It all starts in your brain.
The emotion then does not start in your brain. The emotion starts from your heart. Okay? There's an emotion that comes up.
From your heart.
The brain is from your heart. That's the first emotion that goes up. So I'm going to say it again. The emotion that comes up, I always talk with my hand because I'm Israeli. I guess Israelis talk with their hands a lot.
For sure.
So, but it's also visualizing. Yeah. I like to visualize things. Okay. So basically the emotion that comes up, let's take a jealousy. Okay. The emotion of jealousy comes up, and how do I know that emotion really exists in me? Okay. So my first thought in my machshava, in my thought, okay, it's not even my brain, it's in my thought, okay? So my first thought is the one that introducing me to that,
to the feeling,
emotion. Yeah, to the feeling that I have. So what's the first thought? I'm so jealous of her that she's going to Israel tomorrow. Okay, whatever. That's the first thought. Now, what am I doing with that thought? Am I moving out with that thought and saying, "Oh my God, yeah, she has so much money, she's going to Israel every day, and their husband, and their whole family," or I'm just stopping it right there, and this is where I enter to the game. This is how I call it. It's a game.
Control.
I enter to
this
the
is
game.
Where you have the control.
I enter to the game. It's a game. It's all a game. Come on. We are in a game. We are in a big game. This whole world is a game. So the game is where I enter to the game is in my second thought. And this is something that really changed my life. Because when I know not to be upset at myself that I even have that first thought. It's not in my control. So why am I upset at myself about something that is not in my control? If it would be in my control, I would be upset at myself, but it's not. Now, what am I doing with it? So the fact that I realized that I shouldn't be upset at myself if I have negative emotions, I can just try to control them in my thoughts, speech, and action. Okay, it's becoming a little bit more manageable. It's becoming
it's like, I
easier in a way, because I know, at least I know. It's exactly what I told you about the wig when we spoke before. Know that it's not your hair. So once I know something, what's in my ability to do, it just makes it easier, because I know what's requested from me. I know what's like what Hashem expects from me.
And I think that's why Tanya is so powerful, because what it does is it like pulls aside the curtain of like how Hashem created the world, how he created us, what's in our control, what's out of our control, the inner workings of everything. And that knowledge is so powerful. We might not be able to do it all the time. We might not win all the time. We might not do the right thing all the time, but having the knowledge and having the understanding of how it works and what our job is so powerful. And I always say, I'm like, once you know it, you can't unknow it.
Exactly.
Once you get that revelation and you're like, oh, that's how it works. Little tiny things, little tiny shifts. Awareness is everything. Like all of a sudden, you have so much more ability to be in control of your life, because you understand how it works. Again, we don't always get it right. We're not supposed to always get it right. We're not perfect.
Supposed to.
Right.
We should just be a Benoni for a second. Like every second. Okay, we just try. We try our best, but we are not, we are not a tzaddik. And I feel like it's amazing that you're saying it, because we just have to remember that I always say that, you know how your body looks, right? You look at the mirror and you like, oh my God, and I gained a little bit of weight and this pimple on my face. You know exactly how your body looks. How many people know how the neshama look?
Yeah, exactly.
No one knows how their neshama looks. Do you care about your neshama? Do you want to get to know her? Like, it's interested to you to get to know her, to understand what's going on inside you? We all are very smart, because Baruch Hashem, Hashem created us very smart, and we understand that it's not the body that's making this body alive. There is something inside. There is a neshama. Do you care to know what's the neshama is made out of? So I feel like if you care about it and you want to know how to manage your life much better, learn Tanya. It's just like very simple to me.
Literally. Same. I love the way that you express that. Like, do you want to know what that looks like? Because we all know what our body looks like. What about our soul? Yeah, I love that. Okay, so we got off on this tangent because you were saying you don't have regrets from your childhood because, first of all, regrets don't serve us. And second of all, that's how you are who you are. People always ask this question. It's my most hated question. What would you tell your 21-year-old self? Or what would you tell your 18-year-old self? I'd be like, nothing. I would say the experiences you're having is the experiences that you are meant to have that make you who you are today. Like, what's the saying? Something's wasted on the youth. Whatever. Basically, we're meant to be young and stupid. We're meant to be making decisions from our young brain, experimenting, failing, making mistakes. Like, that is part of our journey. Why would we go back and change that?
I really feel also that I see today that it really helped me with I was just talking to my friend about it, not to get excited about anything that my teenager girls are telling me.
Literally.
I'm just like, you know me, Chavie, right? We spoke about it before. I'm like, okay, I hear you. Okay, you cannot surprise me, which means not chas v'chala that I don't care. I care a lot, but I understand that this is their journey, and I know for a fact that Hashem is watching over them, and I know for a fact that Hashem choosing for them the best journey. So I just have to be there and to be supportive and to be loving and to say what I think. If this is what is requested, you have to really be sensitive and to see if it's really something that will be heard by her and it's the right time or not. But like, it helped me so much, because what I like, the struggles that I had, I don't know if I can call it struggle. It's more like, I just did what I wanted. Experience. Yeah, I just like basically I explored a lot of things, okay? And I just enjoyed what life had to offer at that point, which at that point, that's what I thought enjoyable things mean. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Today I understand that enjoyable things can be other things. And those are the emes, the real enjoyable things are, Torah and mitzvahs. But back then, as you said, I feel like Bichlal, even you talk about like young and stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So wow, this is something, okay, let's bring it up.
Yeah, bring it up.
A lot of young girls, okay, they want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or even girls in their 30s, 35, 40, and chas v'chela, I don't want anyone to get me wrong. I'm sure they want to get married. I'm sure, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I find myself in a few situations lately that I tell girls, send me your resume.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a shidduch for you. They didn't send me the resume.
Mm.
And then when I asked them, why didn't you send me the resume? I met them after like a few days, whatever. Oh yeah, I forgot. What do you mean you forgot?
Right.
If it
Is
would
this
be
something you
important for
want?
you,
Yeah.
you wouldn't forget. So
Yeah.
when it's something that is so important for you, you're not going to forget about it. So if you're really serious about the fact that you want to get married, you will do it. And why am I saying it now? Because you're saying young and stupid. I really feel that Hashem created this world, and it says in the Torah, that you should get married young.
Mm-hmm.
There is a reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has a logic, not everything, but a lot of things has a logic reason behind it. Okay? You get married, you're a little bit stupid, and you're a little bit young.
You don't overthink things. You don't get stuck.
You don't overthink. You don't. You know who are the most successful people in the whole world? People that don't overthink. Did you overthink before you opened this podcast? No, you didn't.
Yeah. Or moving to Montana, or
Exactly.
Adopting my kids. Like
Exactly.
if you overthink, or even having biological kids, like taking the leap of, we're saying, I have to wait till I'm ready. When are you going to be ready to have
You're never going
kids?
to be ready.
You're never going to be
You're
ready.
never going to be ready.
You have to just take the leap and do it with your eyes
100%.
closed and conquer the challenges as they come. If you think, I have a lot of people who call me and speak to me about their fertility journey and however they want to go about making a family. And if you think about every single scenario and every single thing that could go wrong and every single thing that's a challenge, you're going to get stuck. You're never going to do anything. And you can apply that to everything in your life. If you're going to think about, if I move here, what's going to happen? If I take this job, what's going to happen? Of course, you have to use your seichel that Hashem gave you, and you have to think. But when we get stuck in all the what ifs, what are you going to do? There's potential for disaster everywhere you turn.
100%.
At a certain point, you have to take the leap.
You know what? And I feel like it's, it comes with the same sentence of Tamim tiye im Hashem Elokecha. You should be, what's Tamim? Innocent.
Innocent.
You should be innocent with Hashem, which means just, if you know that it's the right thing to do, just do it, okay? Don't overthink it. Don't over exaggerate about what's going to happen if and if and if and if. Just do it. And if it's the right thing, and Baruch Hashem, the Rebbe always, encourage people to have mashpia. How do you say it? Influencer
Mentor.
is not a good word to.
Mentor.
Exactly. Because in Hebrew, by the way, mashpia, it's an influencer.
That
but
is not
it's
the right word
really
anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, to have a mentor in life that will direct you in the right directions, and the mentor, she, if it's a woman, for a woman, and a man for a man, she will direct you in the right direction in your life, and she gets the strength and the power to do so from the Rebbe, which is from Hashem. So I feel like it helps so much in your life. Sometimes, like, I'm going to share that I went to Israel, and basically the reason why I went to Israel this time was to give speeches in Israel, like in a lot of different places. And I was very nervous about it. It was like the first time that I'm doing such a tour and about Tanya and life and everything. And then I called my mashpia. I'm like, listen, I'm so nervous about it. I don't think I'm going to do it. I don't think it's the right time. So she was saying, what will make you think that the right time will come?
Right. When's the right time?
When is the right time? So sometimes, like, especially when we try to do something good, to get married is something good. To have more children is something good. To teach Tanya, it's something good. To have a podcast about life, it's something good. To move on shlichus, far away from everything that you know, it's something good. So whenever you will try to do something good, the sitra achra, the yetzer hara, will come and will try to destroy it in every possible way.
My mother
And this is
always
overthinking.
says this. She always says this. It's like there's energy. how do you know that you're doing something good and that it's right? If the energy is so strong to try to distract you from doing it, you know you're on the right track.
Exactly. Mamash kacha.
Yeah.
Mamash. And
Yeah.
we just have to remember that if you're doing the right thing, Hashem will give you the strength. Nothing comes from you. Hashem
Yeah.
will give you the strength, and you should just be a keli, a vessel for the strength that Hashem will give you to deal with whatever you go through in your life and whatever you try to do in your life. And the success, if it's going to be successful or not, it's not in my hand. I keep
Yeah.
telling it to myself all the time.
Yeah.
It's not in my hand.
I do this
So why am
all
I
the
so
time
nervous
with the
about?
podcast too. It's like, do people like it? Like, is it successful? Am I growing? And whatever. And it's like, I can't control that.
You can't. You can't.
I'm putting my best foot forward. I'm doing the best that I know how to do. And then I have to let it go. It's hard.
Much.
It's
Very
easier
hard.
said than done. But that's our work, right? That's what we constantly have to show up doing, is that surrender.
Yes. I think it's going back again. It's funny because I think we have a motive that goes through the whole conversation here.
Yeah.
The sooner you know what's in your hands and what's not in your hands, which means this is the reality. The shaitel will not be here. This is the reality. Your life not going to be the same way that you thought that they're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This is
Mm-hmm.
the reality that whenever you overthink things, it's just not going to lead you to good places. Whenever you understand that this is how Hashem wants you to be in this world, and in your power is just to try, and not in your power what's going to be the result, it's so much easier. It's just so much easier.
I always say, it feels like it takes the weight off of your shoulders. Like,
yes.
I always say, like, if you think that you have all the control and you have all the responsibility, you don't believe in a higher power and Hashem and whatever, like, how do you survive? It's so
very much.
It's like, you think that you are in charge of it all? Like, how do you do that? How do you figure that out? And I feel like the fact that we believe that there is something greater than us and there's Hashem and he understands and what's best and is controlling, doesn't mean life isn't hard, doesn't mean we don't have challenges, doesn't mean we feel broken sometimes, but it takes the pressure off of, like, we were supposed to have figured it out or done it differently. Like, no, there's somebody else in charge. Like, it's not all you.
It's interesting what you're saying. It's more than someone else that is in charge, because sometimes what happens in our life is, let's say I trust someone else because I know, let's say I want to buy a house, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I have this rich, I don't know, cousin that promised me to give me the money. So I'm relaxed, the weight is off my shoulders because it's not on me, okay? And he said that he will give me the money. So if I trust a person, it's also not good. And this is what we learn in Chavie, that if I trust a person,
it's another person. Right.
A day later, you can tell me, I'm sorry, I lost all my money. I don't have money to give you. You already, bought the house and you signed a contract. I'm sorry, I don't have the money to give you. What will you do next?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, Behemet, if you ask me, like, what happens with me during all my life challenges, is really understanding that Hashem is in control of my life. And He is the only one that is in control of my life. It's such a hard mental work to do in your brain.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Because what do you mean? Like, I'm struggling now with this and this thing. Just show me how it's going to be solved, and then I will be relaxed.
Right.
No, you have to be relaxed and
even though you have no idea what's going to happen.
Exactly. And then he's going to show you how it's going to be solved.
Yeah.
But trust him and stop giving Hashem advices of how it's going to be resolved.
Right.
Because this is something that I also do sometimes.
Yes.
I give him ideas.
This is how this should go.
Yeah, I give him ideas, like I have suggestion, maybe this way or that way.
Like, this could work out really well for me, God, if you just did it this way.
And what I realized? That when I let go, Hashem is solving the situation for me in a way that I never thought of. Mm-hmm. Like, I would never get such an amazing solution like He found for me. So just stop already. Just stop.
I know, it's like, and you think we learn our lesson, like, but we have to learn it over and over again. Like, I think it's not like this place where we made it, we figured it out. It's like a constant work. Like, if you're alive, you're going to be working on this always. Like, and maybe you reach different levels. It's layers, but it's not like you make it. It's just this constant growth and this constant back and forth.
It says Adam le'amal yulad. a person came to this world to work.
Yes.
This is why we came to this world. And it's exactly, like this is what we're talking about, this whole conversation. I feel like it's one motive, this whole conversation.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reality that
Yeah.
we came to this world to work.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be on vacation all your whole life?
Doesn't feel
It's
good.
not the purpose. It's not
Yeah.
the purpose of this world. Okay? Just
Yeah.
not the purpose.
I came to that realization many years ago, but through the different challenges that I experienced. And it really is a perspective that is it was helpful for me. It's like, it's not meant to be easy. It's not
Yes.
meant to be easy. We've all like, why does it have to be so hard? Why does it have to be so hard? Why does it have to be so hard? But if we take on the perspective that it's not meant to be easy, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it, but it's not supposed to be easy. So sometimes we're looking for like the ease and the flow. And to say, of course, it's not a bad thing to have stages of our life that are more easeful and they flow and it's less conflict. Like that's also beautiful and that happens. But to have this perspective that it's just going to be easy and things, it's just not, that's not the reality. We weren't put in this
True.
world to just like la la la, like waltz through without any adversity.
Right, and you know what? It's interesting because I don't know if it's translating the same in English, but like the word hard
Mm-hmm.
is kashe in
Yeah.
English, in Hebrew.
Yeah.
Is hard good or bad? The word hard, is it good or bad?
Neither.
It can be good
It could be
and it
bad.
can be bad,
Right.
right? But
Neither.
it can be good.
Yeah. Yes, it could
For
be
an
good.
example, someone that is running, we all know it's your cousin. I love her so much.
Yeah.
She's running marathons and
Yeah.
yeah, and it's hard for her. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
hard for her. All the, like the preparation for the marathon, it's hard for her,
It's hard work.
but she loves it and she
Mhm.
does that. Okay. People going to the gym and they lifting weights and they adding more and more weights. Why are you making it so hard?
Yeah.
Why? Because they have a purpose here. So I'm
Yeah.
saying the word hard, we have to take the word hard,
And
okay,
take the negative out
and
of it.
just exactly take the negative out of it and say, okay, some things will be hard, but they are definitely worth it. Is it hard to be a mother? Sometimes. Will I ever let go and chas v'chela Hashem yishmor on one of my kids? Never in a million
Mhm.
years. I love my kids. I want them. Okay. Is it hard? Yes, it's hard. So what?
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. It's not hard is not necessarily bad.
Yes.
And I think that's what we have to like just realize. It's not bad. Hard is not always bad. We want to ask Hashem, and we ask Hashem, to bring us everything in tova nireh v'nigle, everything that should be good
Good.
and
But
revealed
good can
good.
also be hard.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Is it hard for me to prepare for a class? Is it hard for me to do mental work before I, thinking before I go on the podcast with you? It was hard for me. I'm not gonna lie. It was hard for
Mhm.
me. I don't know what she's gonna ask me and what I'm gonna answer. If it's gonna be right and it's in English. It's not my first language. So many voices in our heads.
Yeah.
And then what? It's okay. It's okay. It just makes me,
Well, I love the interaction that we had to booking the podcast because we booked it and then you came back, you said, oh, my baby doesn't have school and I don't know. And what did I said? Well, find a babysitter. I was
literally,
like,
I have to thank my husband. I have to
yeah,
thank my
exactly.
husband. He's the best, Behemet. Like Behemet, he's like,
Thank you.
he's the
Thank you,
best.
Esty's husband. But then
Exactly.
and what you responded was like, you know what? We're doing it. We're doing it. We're just doing it and we're making it happen. And that's where like that not overthinking comes in, right? I'm like, but Esty, if we're doing it, we're doing it. Yeah. I'm like, yes, we're doing it. And I love that. It was so like fun and refreshing to be like, okay, this is going to be hard. There's logistics involved. I don't know for sure how it's going to work, but I'm committing. We're doing it. And
Right.
I think that is it's actually, I want to say a fun approach to life when you can be like, okay, I'm doing this thing and it's going to be hard. And I don't know exactly how it's going to turn out, but I'm committed to do it. And then we end up having so many more experiences and I talk about this a lot about just being open, not putting yourself in a little box. I can't do this. I can't do that. I don't do this. I don't do that. I don't want, and then we close ourselves off to so many opportunities. But if you're more open and you're like, oh, I've never done that before, but I'll give it a try. And sometimes maybe it won't work out and maybe it wasn't your thing, but you tried it and you had an experience that you otherwise wouldn't have had.
So I always tell myself, what's the worst thing that can happen? That's what I ask
Mm-hmm.
myself. What's the worst thing? Because sometimes when you hear the answer, and I must say the answer to myself, I don't think it in my
Mm-hmm.
brain, okay, in my thought. I say it. What's the worst thing that can happen? And then I tell myself, okay, this is the worst thing that can happen. And then what? Okay.
Right. We're going to be
And then
okay.
right away, you calm yourself down. You're like, oh, that's not so scary. Sometimes when you say it, you're like, oh, that's not so scary. I went through so many other scary things in my life. That's not scary. It's okay. It's fine. And then I
Yeah.
think that's really sometimes you have to talk to yourself, or with myself, I find that writing is
Writing.
my husband just came back and he brought me a journal to write in because he knows that I love writing so much. And to write things sometimes, you know how amazing it is, because I can tell you, Javi, from experience, that I write gratitude list every day, okay, for a few good years. And sometimes I go back to the gratitude list, okay, and the requests that I also have in those gratitude lists from Hashem, from Hashem, and I find that so many things came to life already, and they're happening in my life now. And if I wouldn't write it down, I wouldn't remember them. I would never know how to thank Hashem for those all those amazing things that already happened. So I want to recommend people just write on your phone, iPhone, Galaxy, whatever you have, Samsung,
On
write
a
on
piece
your
of
notes.
paper. I'm like a big fan
Piece of
of
paper
actual
can also
paper.
work, yes. But I'm gonna tell you what happens sometimes with a piece of paper. You can lose it
Get
also on
lost.
a phone,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, whatever
Yeah.
works for you. Just write down the things that the gratitude list, and also the things
Your
that
dreams.
your dreams, what you want to do in your life. So many. I don't know if we should jump to it about how I closed my salon.
Yeah, yes, let's get to
But
it.
I will share something about it.
Go for it, because I think we'll go from there and work backwards a little.
And so basically, you asked me about when we went back. You asked me I grew up in Kfar Chabad, and I moved here. And as you said before, I've been knowing you for 12 years, doing your shaitels and your hair and makeup and everything. Your hair, your shaitel and makeup, and your daughter and everyone. But few years ago, I decided that I need a change. Something needs to be changed. I think it happened COVID time, also with something personal that happened in my life. It was a life-threatening situation in our life. And that Baruch Hashem was solved in a certain way, but still, we still are.
Impacts.
Yes, exactly. Something that it's for me, it's something that I Bezat Hashem will share about it in the future. The fact that when people go through a medical situation, it's not only the medical situation that they go through. It's like there's so many things around it. Everything in your life changes. Everything changes, and I feel I would love, to give support to people that go through it. If it's the person that is dealing with someone that is going through that medical situation, that needs to take care of them, or that, if it's a child, if it's a husband, if it's a mother, whatever it is, I feel like there is not enough support, and people are ashamed to ask for support. People are embarrassed. They don't know who to contact, and I feel like support is such a big part of our life. Because for me, I can say that I had such an amazing group of people that supported me during that time that it happened, that it made me feel I'm surrounded. I'm surrounded by people that care about me. Obviously, what we said before about trusting Hashem, it's nothing to do with the fact that you have to surround yourself with people that care about you and they want your best, and people that will be there for
That's
you.
how Hashem designs how it should be. We're supposed to be there for
Exactly.
each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the reason why I feel so strongly about supporting people that go through medical situation in their life is that in the past, and it's funny that we complain about kids, about our kids in the beginning of a conversation.
Yeah.
And we both had struggles with having those kids. Yeah. But we still complain about them, which is fine. This is Jews. They will always complain.
Exactly.
But what I realized about support is that I had, already that Baruch Hashem, after having our three beautiful daughters, Kaylee, Rosie, and Mashi, for 7 years we didn't have kids. I had a few miscarriages in between, and I was devastated by it. And back then I remember that I promised myself, and I know for a fact that whenever you go through a challenge in your life, Hashem brought that challenge to you just for you to be able to help others when they're going to go through that challenge. Okay? This is something that I learned from my challenges. This is the purpose that the challenge came to my life. There's no other purpose. Okay?
I
There's
believe
no other
that.
purpose that I had, that I had to lose few kids. I'm sorry, it's kids. Even if they're not came to
Born.
even if they didn't come to this world yet, those are kids that were, and inside me, and Hashem decided not to bring them to this world, and He knows best what's good for me. But I can't tell you that it was easy back then.
Yeah.
But I remember that Baruch Hashem, after a few years of having those miscarriages, Baruch Hashem, Hashem granted us with 4 beautiful boys.
One after the next.
One after the next. I never dreamed in my most wild dreams that
you literally
He will
have
give
like
us
2 families. Not only is there a gap, but it's like girls and boys.
It's girls, boys. My daughter is almost 20, and
Teenagers.
then my youngest, yes, and then my youngest one is 2.5, almost 3. It's just be'emet, like Hashem is so creative, and He has such an amazing plan for us.
That's a
Be'emet.
great
No,
way of
Hashem is very
explaining.
creative. I think that I'm creative. I'm a creative person. Like I have creative ideas in my head. Hashem is so creative. And He has amazing.
I've never heard that being used for Hashem, but like, it's so true. He always comes up with grand ideas. Something new we would never dream of.
Mamash. So I strongly felt like, Bezrat Hashem, when I will, get out of the situation that I was in, and the struggles that I went through with the miscarriages, I will help other people. I will help other women, because I didn't have any support. None of my friends had miscarriages back then, so I felt like I don't have support. My mother, Baruch Hashem, never had a miscarriage. So Baruch Hashem, like people were around me and surrounding me, but it's not the same as someone that experienced exactly the same situation that you experienced. So Baruch Hashem, Be'emet, after having my boys, we teamed up with. I actually opened it in my house. It was a support group that I opened in my house. It was really amazing. And I can say, I don't know if everyone that came to that support group have kids today, but I think almost everyone, and that came to the support group that had miscarriages, stillbirth, all the women that came to that support group, Baruch Hashem, had kids after. So we closed the group. It's not existing anymore. And then I teamed up with Mushki from the Motherhood Center, and we opened their support group. But it also didn't last for a long time. Now we were in touch because we said maybe we're going to open again something. Because people, I feel like women are just like, they're ashamed. They are ashamed of something that they didn't do. It's not in your hands. Did you want to lose this child? No. Why? What are you ashamed of?
That's my whole thing. That's why I talk about infertility. That's why I talk about all this stuff, because it's like, this is not your choice. Hashem gave you this life. And I always say, like, the things that we keep secret, the things that like we don't want to talk about, it's because we feel shame. And when we don't talk about it, we feed that shame. And yes, there's a difference between privacy and secret, but this whole concept of like not talking about challenges, whether it's infertility, whether it's health, whether it's mental health, all these things, we shouldn't keep it secret. The things we keep secret is something that we feel ashamed about, and we shouldn't feel shame about those things.
So true. I strongly believe that if it's something that you are dealing with and you go through something, and chas v'chayla, if let's say you're gonna decide sharing about it, it's not gonna hurt anyone in your family and share about it, because you can give strength to so many other people. And I shared about it a lot on my social media, and I think everyone knows that I had miscarriages. I think people know. So because I'm not ashamed of it. And Baruch Hashem, and thank you Hashem that He gave me those 4 kids, because I don't know if I would be able to share about it the same if I wouldn't have those kids yet. So I'm very grateful. And it doesn't mean that it's not hard for me sometimes to take care of them, but I'm still very grateful. It can come hand in hand. So so I got to the point that like I shared about like supporting other women or other people that go through challenges in life, and it came from the miscarriages that I went through, because that we experienced that I just felt like I need the support that I didn't have. I just needed the support that no one was able to give me. So I just decided, if no one is able to give me support, I will open a support group. And that's how it happened, basically. So back to what I was sharing about, that I decided to close my wig business after so many years. Like, I think I can say 18 years. 18 years in the wig business. It's just like we went through something in our life, medical situation in our life, and also COVID time. And I had my baby back then, like COVID time. It was my 6th child. Baruch Hashem, we have 7 kids today. Like every time I say it, I'm like, wow, that's amazing. I never thought in a million years. Like,
Yeah.
wow, thank you, Hashem.
Yeah.
And we had our sixth child back then, and we were sitting at home like everyone else. We were scared to go outside. The disease is out there looking for you. All the scary things that happened back then. And I think it started then.
Mm-hmm.
It started like hitting that I need a change. I need something. I need a change in my life. I think I have so much more koach to give. I think I have so much in me that I didn't give yet to the
Yeah.
world. It's not about what I have, it's about what I have to give to the world. And I just felt like, okay, Hashem is going to lead me in his own way. I know it's not going to happen tomorrow. I'm still doing shaitels, still doing hair and makeup, but I know it's going to happen. And I forgot to mention that when I had the miscarriages, my mother, my amazing mother, recommended me. She saw that I was very depressed and I didn't know what to do with myself. It was one after the other. And she recommended me to start learning Tanya. So this is how I started to learn Tanya. Back in high school, I was sitting outside the classes. I was not in even maybe a few classes.
Yeah.
I cannot say that I English classes. Okay, that's it. I think I was not in Tanya classes. I was not in any of the classes, and she was like, okay, maybe start learning Tanya. I think it's going to help you. Okay, so a few of my friends and I were sitting every week, enjoying good food, starting learning Tanya, and slowly, slowly, I can say it's been going on for like the past 10 years that I'm learning Tanya. And in the past few years, I'm also teaching Tanya in Hebrew and also in English, which is much harder, much harder. But again, it's like in our brain is telling us we can do, we can, you can't, you can't, you just can't. And then we have to like take this voice out and say, I will prove you I can. Okay. It's possible. And if not, it's okay. At least I tried. Yeah. So this is how my journey, I think, like took, like
A turn.
like a turn, yeah, in a way. Yeah, it's a big turn. It was a big turn. And for the past few years, I think COVID, like what, it's 5, 6 years?
Yeah, 5 years. Well, almost 5
Almost
years.
6.
5 years.
Marriage.
March was 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. So next March it will be 6, exactly.
Yeah.
And I just felt like, Hashem is taking me to a new way. And I was, sometimes when Hashem takes you to a new path in life, you have to just like put your hands down and just say, okay, wherever you're taking me, I will go. I realize that life it can be the opposite of life. Okay. With something that you go through in life, and you have a medical situation in your life that can show you that in a second the life can be taken away from you, your, someone in your family or whatever. And then I realized, okay, I'm just, wherever you want to take me, I'm yours. Exactly. Wherever you want to take me, I'm yours. And Baruch Hashem, I think the first time that I spoke about my journey was Yutas Kislev. Maybe I think it was 3 years ago. Back to the not overthinking. I was after giving birth of, I think it was, yeah, my seventh child is almost 3. And they reached out to me and they said that they want to have the Yutas Kislev Farbrengen in Crown Heights. And they want me to share something personal about like Tanya, because they know that I learned Tanya and I teach Tanya. So they want me to share something and about my journey in life. I'm like, no, it's not possible. I can't do it. I just had a baby. Not happening. I'm sorry. It's not happening. She didn't stop, Miri. She did not stop. She kept calling me. She's like, no, you have to do it. And at the end, obviously, I'm like, okay, who is this voice in my head that telling me that I don't want to do it, that I can't do it? It's definitely not my divine soul. It's definitely not my nefesh elokit. Okay, so just say yes. What can happen? Obviously, I asked my husband, what do you think? And he said, yeah, why not do it? So I told her, okay, I will do it. And then she kept texting me, okay, so you have to come to reversal and show me all the everything that you wrote and do a reversal before the February. I'm like, no, 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 it's not happening. I don't know what you're talking about. Just had a
You want me to
baby.
speak?
You want me to speak?
You have
Oh,
to
we spoke
trust
about
me.
it.
We
You
spoke
want me to
about this.
speak? Yes. You
Like,
want
I'm
me to
showing
speak?
you my speech.
I'm not doing any reversal, and I'm not reading from a paper. It's not happening. I'm sorry. I know you need me to speak for this amount of time, and it was amazing because it was the first time that I was speaking, and also in English, and I had this clarity inside me to tell me what's the right thing and what's not the right thing, and to like and be very strict about what's my boundaries here. Okay, I have a little baby. I'm just coming. Okay, the night of. I'm coming to speak, and I'm going back home to my baby. I'm not schlepping my baby back and forth. It's just not happening, okay? And you want me to speak? Not a problem. I'm going to speak, and I'm happy to share with people my experience and give to the world. But, and then I didn't also realize that it's going to be so many people, okay? It was like, I don't know how many people it was. I come to Razag, which is a hall in Crown Heights, and there were like, I don't know, like a lot of people with a full house, and people, and I'm like, this is the not overthinking part. Like, I just did the right thing. I just did the right thing, and I didn't think about what's going to happen, and if my English will be good on the stage, and if I'm going to speak good, and if I'm going to share, and if people are going to like it, they're not going to like it, what they're going to think about me. Nothing. I was just there. You know, in Chassidus, there is a term of bitul. How do you say it in English? I don't know. You can
It's like
emptiness.
nullification, but it's really just a surrender. It's like a surrender.
Yes, I am just a vessel.
Yeah.
I am just a kli. I'm just the messenger. You know, like a pizza store that they send you the delivery man to send you the pizza. If the pizza will come cold, hot, not good, you can't blame the messenger, right? Because he's just the messenger. So I'm just the messenger.
Yeah.
I'm here on the stage. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my stadlus. I prepared everything before. I read it a few times. I knew that I'm just going to speak from my heart because
Yeah.
I always, something that really stands with me always is מילים היוצאות מן הלב
Yeah.
נכנסות אל הלב. Words that come from the heart enter
Enter
the
the
heart.
heart.
And this
Yeah.
is, yes, and this is what I try to do. I just try to talk about my journey, talk about about all the wisdom that Hasidus gave me, and just give it over. And this is what I try to do. So
Yeah.
back to the story, how I closed this lawn. So slowly, it happened. Like, it took a few good years. We're talking about 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, since it started, 5.5 years. And then I started doing, it's very popular now that a lot of people from all over the world are coming to the Rebbe. It's like trips, journeys, whatever you want to call it, to the Rebbe. So basically what I do now is I produce groups. I produce the whole tochen, which is the
Itinerary
whole interior.
thing.
Exactly. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it in English. It's always a hard word.
Yeah, it's a hard word.
Yeah.
Especially with all the
And
R's.
right, yeah. And then I planned the whole week for them with everything, you know, like, and arranging everything in the house and the food and the lectures and the speakers and everything. In Hebrew, it's called Masaot Larabi. In English, it's just like journeys to the Rabbi, you can call it. People that are coming to explore. And I can tell you that Baruch Hashem, I have another one next week, another group of 30 women that are coming from Israel. Most of them, I think it's their first time coming to the Rebbe. Not religious. Most of them are not religious, I think. I don't even know who they are yet, yeah? But they are
Who's
coming,
bringing
and
them from Israel? Who's hiring you?
exactly. So it's actually two things. One
Yeah.
thing is that people that are in Israel, let's say next week group is, her name is Natalie Dadon. She's a very famous person in Israel, amazing person in Israel. And my mother, who is, her name is Mirish Nelson. So they're bringing the group, and I'm basically doing the whole thing for them. And this is obviously the place to thank my mother for opening this new adventure in my life for me, because she has an organization for widows in Israel. And this was the first time that I did it. She brought 50, first time that I'm doing it for a week, for 55 women from Israel. It was 2.5 years ago. And it was amazing. And then I realized, you know, I can take this amazing shlichus, okay, because it's like, how much bringing people to the Rebbe and letting them explore and understand who is the Rebbe and introduce them to the Rebbe. And also, you know, Baruch Hashem, you know, being able to make parnasa out of it. So it's just, I'm like, okay, this is amazing. I love it. I enjoy it. I feel like I can give so much to the world.
And it's using such a different part of you that it was a calling to you, right? Like you said, you had this stuff to share that, yeah, having your wig salon was part of your journey, but you felt that calling, that there was something bubbling inside of you that needed to be expressed. And this avenue it seems like it's allowing you to express this part of you that needed to be seen.
You know what? I would even phrase it differently. It's not even needing to be seen, because when we say that, it's like, again, talking about ourselves.
Right.
Like, what will make me feel happier? What will make me feel better? And those kind of like thoughts are coming from my animal soul, from my
Yeah.
nefesh be'emet.
Ego.
Because if I try to fill myself all the time, I always give an example. This is my animal soul. okay, which is the nefesh be'emit, and she's always trying to fill herself, okay, with things. But the only thing is that she has like a hole underneath the cup over here, and I'm not understanding why doesn't it get filled? Like why I'm trying so much and it never gets filled. Like it's always empty. It's always empty because it's dripping from the bottom. So this is my animal soul. So if I always ask myself, what's gonna make me feel better? What's gonna make me feel accomplished? And it's never ending story. Okay.
It's like a bottomless pit.
Exactly. In Hebrew, it's called bor lelo tachtit. Okay. I don't know how to translate
Literally,
it to
like
English. Mamash. It's
a pit with no bottom.
exactly. Thank you. So when I think about everything that I do in life, in matter of like, okay, Esty, this is the strength that Hashem gave you. What do you do with those strengths? Are you giving them to the world? Are you sharing them with the world? Because sometimes people they are afraid of doing things because no, I don't want people to think that I think that I'm
It's like
so
false
good.
humility. Yeah.
Exactly. No, you are good. Hashem gave you amazing powers inside you for you to share it
To
with
share
with
them.
the world. So why are you holding on them? Like, why are you not sharing them? Sharing is caring. So, like, just share them. Just share them and stop being obsessed with, like, oh, no. I don't want people to think that I'm this and that. No, just share. Just share them. You know, they always talk about, like, Aleph, teach Aleph. I have to say that a few years ago when I started teaching Tanya, Chavie, it was me teaching Tanya. Are you kidding me? If I would tell it to my high school teacher, she would laugh.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Where does it come from? And then I realized that, first of all, how do you say, like I'm a ninth generation, 10th generation from the Alter Rebbe. So how do you say that word? That
Oh,
I'm
descendant.
the sentence, exactly. Thank you. Okay. So first of all, I have the koch, okay? Because Baruch Hashem, Hashem gave me this gift
Well,
in my
isn't
life.
your name is literally Schneerson, no? Your maiden name?
Yeah, my maiden name is Schnelson, Esty Schnelson. And I'm like, okay, that itself already proving you that you can. Okay, I'm not saying that it's required from people that are
For
teaching
sure.
Tanya to be it, but I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
saying like
yeah.
just
You have a
this
little extra, like,
this extra thing that even if you don't have nothing from your own right now, I don't have nothing from my own. Okay, I didn't feel like I have so much to share or to give, but I can learn, and I was learning for years, and I can prepare and I can try. So the Rebbe always say, Aleph, teach Aleph, and this is how I started. I knew a little bit, and then I started, and then Baruch Hashem, Bemet, it's something that filling me so much from my divine soul, not from my animal soul. And the fact that I can give over and people reach out to me after a class that I'm giving. I have a Zoom class. It's called Simply Tanya every week in Hebrew, and Bezrat Hashem in the future it's also going to be in English. And people that are reaching out to me after the class, people that never learned Tanya in their life, and it's the first time that they're listening to Tanya. And I talk very practical Tanya, very simply Tanya. Tanya is not simple at all, but you can make it simple for a woman because what is requested from us? Not to be Talmidei Chachamim. I don't need to be this, like a Chacham.
like a
And
scholar.
no,
Yeah.
a scholar, exactly. The only thing that is requested from me is Ahavat Hashem and Yirat Hashem, the love of Hashem and the fear from Hashem. And I can only get there if I will learn Chassidus. So this is what I try. I try, to give it over in the most practical way with a lot of stories and
But it's okay for your animal soul to also feel good doing it, right? You said it's from your Nefesh Elokis. Well, how do you feel? Because I struggle with this a lot. Like, we're also human. Hashem created us with an animal soul, and we're actually supposed to be physical in this world and enjoy life and find ways to make this world, this physical world, godly. Do you think it's a negative thing to actually physically enjoy, or your animal soul to also get nachas and pleasure, or you feel good? Wow, I gave an amazing Tanya class. That feels good.
So it's an amazing question that I always ask myself, okay? Because I feel like I know for a fact that this is my Yetzer Hara talking, okay? Which means, like, if he's telling me, oh, you're just doing it because you want people, like, you enjoy when people tell you that it was an amazing class, okay?
No, not the
First of all, I
only
know,
reason, but it still
right?
feels good when that happens.
Right? So first of all, I recognize it. I recognize it, okay? I recognize it, okay? Baruch Hashem, I'm learning to come to the point where I know that this is the source of it. Okay? It's my Yetzer Hara. Okay? So I put it on the side. But I feel like with everything that we do in life, and you know me, Chavie, I get dressed. I like putting on makeup. I love makeup. Okay? I'm a makeup artist. I love wearing nice shekels. I love having fun. The only question that we need to ask ourselves, what's the purpose that we are doing it? What's behind it? If I like to put on makeup or I like to wear beautiful shekels for everyone else to tell me how amazing I look and how beautiful I look, this is the animal soul. And it will never get enough. She will never get enough because they're going to tell you how amazing you look and they're going to tell you how amazing you gave a class, and you will always feel that you need to feel it more.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if it comes from the right place, why am I putting on makeup? Why am I putting on a sheitel? And again, it's a high place, and I'm not always there. Sometimes I'm there, okay? But if I tell myself, what's the purpose behind it? Because when I give a Tanya shir, or if I do the podcast now, I want to look pretty and I want to look beautiful for the people that will watch this episode, this podcast, okay? I want them to have a good time, not me. It's not about me. When I take the focus, the light from myself, it's not about me. Also, in our relationship, in our life, it's not about me. And my animal soul, this is what she's trying to sell me all the time.
But is it a little bit about you? Because Hashem put you here. You can't ignore you completely, because it is a little bit about you, right? Because you're the one that is the Kali, the messenger. You said before, you have to have compassion for yourself so you can have compassion for others, right?
Yeah, so that compassion is recognizing that it's coming from my Yetzer Hara. They're trying to tell me, oh, you just want to, you're doing this year, or you're doing amazing things that Baruch Hashem, we all do, yeah? If we are mothers, everything else that we do in life, yeah? It doesn't have to be that you have to give a Tanya class, okay? Everything else that we do in life, the Yetzer Hara is coming to tell you, no, you are not doing it for the right reasons, because I know you. I know that you're doing it because you want people to like you, people to respect you, people to say how amazing you are. So when I recognize it, I know not to give it space.
Right.
Okay? It doesn't mean that I can't be happy. The Rebbe always talk about it in letters that he wrote to people in Igrot Kodesh, that you have to work Hashem with, in the Rebbe's words, besimcha ve'belevaviyut. Now, simcha it's joy. Levaviyut, I don't know how to explain it in English, but it's like with a full heart, okay?
Yeah.
With excitement, okay? So definitely the animal soul of mine that Hashem gave me has an amazing part here, but it's only she can only be fulfilled to the good reasons that's the reason why Hashem created her, if my animal soul will take over, if my divine soul will take over.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And if it's the opposite, you're not in the right place. We are not in the right place.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
It's
a lot
really?
of work. You know what also it is? It's a lot of self-awareness. It's a lot of being honest with yourself. And it's actually so interesting we're talking about this now, because I'm in a little bit of a funk in myself, feeling, do people like the podcast? Is it growing? Is it out there? I don't know. I'm human. I want to get the feedback. I want to feel good. And I'm in that crossroads of and doing exactly what you're saying, talking myself through that, this is not what this is about. Reframe. And I ask myself, do you know, why are you doing this? Right? Why are you doing this?
Exactly. This is the point.
Right. And I know I feel it in my soul. This is part of what I'm supposed to be doing. This is part of what Hashem gave me the talent to do and to put it out there. And it's so hard to get distracted and compare yourself to others. Mine isn't as good as that one, and mine's not growing like that one. And so I did it. And I now am working on bring it back. What are you doing here? What's the purpose? Why are you doing this? And if it's for the right reasons, then those things don't matter.
I think you brought up such an amazing point that I always, always, always go back to. What is your why?
Yeah. Why are you doing this?
This is the sentence. What is your why? Why are you doing it? Everything that I do in my life, okay? Why are you doing it? Okay? Because sometimes we forget. we forget why are we doing things that we do.
Yeah, we get distracted. We get pulled in a million different directions. We get stuck in what everyone else is doing, and we compare.
Yes.
Totally.
To compare to other people, I think that's wow. We can talk about it for hours. Like it's we're human.
We're human, and we live in a world where it's easily accessible. It used to be harder to
So
know what
easily.
other people are doing. Now we know what everybody's doing. It's out there, and so it's so hard to stay in your lane. I forget who I was saying this to, but I was like, you know who you are, you know what you're supposed to do, you know your talents, double down. Don't try to conform and give the people what you think they want, or try to make it this, or make it more palatable, or make it this. You know who you are, double down on it.
So
Be
true.
you 10 times more.
Chavie, I want to share with you something about the social media that like I always remind myself. My husband actually always remind me. Like sometimes like Esty, you're smarter than this. Come on, you're smarter than that. You're smarter than thinking that what people are showing you, it's really their whole life, because you're also showing just part of your life. No one knows what's going on in your life, behemet, And my husband always remind me that. I love my husband because he's always grounding me, and he's my tree, my green tree outside. And it's funny because in the past few weeks, I'm going through a hard. I don't know if it's the summer, the end of the summer with the kids. I don't know what it is. I'm telling you, but the truth is, behemet, like I find myself cry a lot. I just cry.
Yeah, me too. And I'm not a crier.
No, thank you.
I don't cry
I'm
ever.
like, what's wrong with you?
I'm so hard.
No, but like I cry, like I cry, and it's so funny because I was speaking to my mother, and she's like, Esty, how crazy it is, and like I really feel down about things, and I'm like, I'm trying to lift myself up. Sometimes you feel like Hashem is with you, and sometimes you feel like where are you?
Where are you? Yeah, like you're
Like,
hiding a little bit too much.
You're hiding. Just reveal yourself, and especially in the month of Elul, that the Melech, the king is in the field. Hello, just we have to go, I guess, outside and find him. Maybe we'll be in the park today. Anyway, but what I'm trying to say is that I cry and I feel sad and I'm like, okay, Esty, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's just like a stage. Whatever it is, it's just a stage, and it's fine. And when I was talking to my mother, she was like, "It's so funny that you're experiencing it now, and what people see on social media is that you went to Israel. You went on an amazing tour in Israel, and you were speaking in so many different places in Israel. Oh my God, the
and you have
first
this
time that you're doing it."
new bit, like new part of your life. You're transitioning. You're
Yes,
close to your
and she
business.
closed it. Yes, and this, and she's watching over what she eats, and she opened like a workshop for the month of Elul, of Tanya and food, and how to lose weight, and all those amazing things, and people don't know what's going on in your life. They just don't know. They don't know what you struggle with, and they don't know what's happening in your life. They just see minutes of your everyday life and what you choose to put on social media. And I actually I do share sometimes personal, not personal, but like I
how
do
you're
share
feeling.
some
Yeah.
personal or how I feel or personal things that happened to me. And it's funny because we were in the hospital for one Shabbos, and the view from the hospital is amazing view. Okay, and when you take a picture of that view and you put it on your status, and you don't say a word, you just put it on your status. What do
No
people
one knows
think?
where you are.
Oh, she went on vacation for a Shabbos in the city. She's so amazing, and it's not really the reality. So I feel like what I'm trying to say, I don't know, like the truth is I'm not sure what I'm trying to say. I'm not sure. What I'm trying to say, I think what I'm trying is to bring awareness, okay? Just to bring awareness that everyone is going through hard times and everyone is going through challenges, and just be nice to other people. Just be have compassion to yourself, going back to the beginning of the conversation. Have compassion to yourself that it's okay. If you cry now every day, you don't know why, you don't know what's going on. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna pass. It's gonna be fine. And crying is not a bad thing. It's just like you let go of all the emotions that are inside you. I used to eat and just put them and push the emotion down. Now I don't eat other things that I, like just crazy things. Like I just, Baruch Hashem, thank you Hashem, that I'm just not eating carbs and sugar. So I don't have the sugar to fill those emotions and
So
to
now you have to
just push
cry.
them down. And then I have to cry. So I just cry and I just let it go, and it's fine. And it's okay. And then you wake up again, and it's like, you get up and you go to the park with your kids.
Yeah. Okay, I know you have to go soon, but I want to ask you, it's like a question/conversation. And I'm very curious to hear your thoughts. And I think it's a little bit hard to talk about sensitively, but I think we can do it. I want to preface by saying I really, really, really respect and honor and am curious, which is why I do the podcast, about everyone's personal journey and how they go through life and the things that they've learned and the approaches that they take and the journey that each person needs to go on to figure themselves out and figure out their purpose and their relationship with God and what that means for them. What I notice about you, which I think is a little bit unique, and I think I want to discuss with you, is I think we see, and this is not everybody and everything, but I think we see a lot, people go through a hard time or they're finding themselves and they're working to be their best selves. And I think we see sometimes that could look like letting go of a lot of the restrictions or the rules around Torah. It's like my relationship with Hashem is my relationship with Hashem. It doesn't matter how I am or how I behave. It's just about my spiritual connection to Hashem. And I feel like watching you over the last 12 years, you kind of went the opposite way. Like the challenges that you went through, you started to connect more and actually bring more of those mitzvot and Hashem's desires and commandments into your life and accept them and embrace them more. So I want to hear from you, like, what was that journey for you? And I think it's also becomes a little bit accepted and common to not worry about the details, right? Not worry about, oh, Hashem wants me to light Shabbos candles, or Hashem wants me to eat a certain way or dress a certain way or whatever. And those details don't matter. But what I see from you is you kind of doubled down on the details. You went into those details.
Okay, wow. Do you have another 2 hours?
I know. I gave
Wow.
last 10 minutes. Here we go.
Wow. Okay. So first of all, because I'm Israeli, and I'm just going to say it the way it is.
Well, that's why I'm asking you, because I love when you this is what it is.
Hashem gave me I'm asking Hashem to give me the courage just to say it as is, okay?
Yeah.
There's no such a thing as your truth.
Okay, say more.
What does that mean, your truth? So if the truth has to be one, and everyone have their own truth, the truth is not one.
So what does it mean when people have to find?
There is a journey. There is a journey that people has to go through to find the truth. What's the truth? Hashem is the truth. What's the truth? Torah and mitzvahs are the truth. Anything else, very spiritual, is not the truth. I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about it.
I know, that's why I'm asking you.
No, it's like, this is my own truth. My own truth is now to go naked in the street. That's my truth. I'm sorry, that's my truth. Why isn't that acceptable? Because it's not allowed by law, but that's my truth. What does that mean? What does that mean? And you know what? More than that, I read so many letters of the Rebbe that speaks about it, that especially in our generation, kids appreciate the truth.
Yeah.
They appreciate.
They want you to tell them like it is.
Yes, they want you to tell it to them exactly the way it is. If you cut corners, okay, and then they realize that you cut corners for them, they're going to say, okay, I can trust you. You cut corners. Why would I trust you? So maybe it's not the truth. So when you want to bring the truth, bring it the way it is. And the way it is that Hashem gave us, and it's very simple, I'm sorry, it's just so simple. Hashem gave us the Torah. The Torah is the truth. The Torah and Hashem is one, okay? Hashem and Kodesh and Torah is one. And that's it. That's the truth. So whatever it says in the Torah, that's the truth. Anything else is not the truth. Now, I want to say, okay, with me being very passionate about it, so first of all, you have to start searching for the real truth. There is a sentence that's saying that a lot of people are searching for the truth, but not a lot of people wants to find the truth. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's the sentence. People don't want to find it. They say that they want to find the truth, but they don't want to find it because the truth is that you have to do so many things that are not comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay? They're not comfortable. You have to have a lot of Kabbalah Tol. It's not comfortable. Who wants someone that is in control of them? I don't want to.
Yeah.
I want to do whatever I want.
Right.
But if you learn Tanya and if you learn Chassidus and you understand that your inner will is what Hashem wants, your inner will that comes from your divine soul is exactly the same thing that Hashem wants from you, there is no issue.
Are there a lot of, I don't know, maybe this is a crazy question, but are there
You
a lot
can
of,
ask, why not?
Yeah, are there a lot of interpretations to the truth? Because, Shivan Panim Torah, there's different ways to translate things, different ways, like different communities have different guidelines and ways that they adapt and translate the halacha or the truth, right? So how does that work?
Avi, I'm only going to speak about, okay, if I can speak about Chabad people, okay?
Right.
We have the Rebbe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the Rebbe says, that is the truth. It's from Hashem. That's it. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. So whatever community you're a part of, you have a leader.
First of all, listen, when it comes to halacha, there is 70 panim, shivim panim Torah, okay? But when it comes to halacha, there is only one halacha at the end, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to halacha, this is the halacha. Now, if you're talking about Chabad people, that let's say when we discussed about it before, about shaitels, about a wig, to wear a wig, or to wear, after a woman getting married, she should wear a wig, or a scarf, that's something that Chabad are doing this. It's a custom that they are doing this, and someone else is doing something else.
Coming from the halacha.
Exactly.
Halachas cover your hair.
Exactly.
How you cover your hair, that's up for interpretation.
Exactly. Listen, Be'emet, like, I don't know if I'm the right person to talk about it. I'm going to be very honest about it. I'm not, I don't think I'm the right person to talk about it and to tell people, to say what I think about it.
How to live their life. You don't have to tell people how to live their life, but you...
No, chas v'chalila. But I want to go back to the journey, okay? Emes, it's Aleph, Mem, Taf. Start, middle, and end has to be the same thing, which means this is the emes. The emes is the Torah and mitzvahs. Now, your journey of how you're gonna get to this emes, if you decide that you want to get to this emes, your journey is yours, and no one should judge you, and no one should say anything, okay? Because maybe you are much higher neshama than anyone else that looks like a big chassid, okay? That's a different story. But let's not confuse between the word journey, personal journey, to emes, and say, this is my truth, this is my emes.
I think that is such a beautiful point because it's so true. Like, we're not here to judge everybody else's journey and decide who's who and what's what. Like, the Tanya literally tells us you can look at somebody and think that they're lower than you and this than you. And meanwhile, their neshama comes from the greatest heights and you have no idea what's going on. And that's not our job. Our job is to reflect and have our own journey. And I tell my kids all the time, my kids are so good at this one did that and that one did this and this was, I said, I don't want to hear a sentence that starts with somebody else's name. It starts with somebody else's name. I don't want to hear it. Tell me about you. What did you do? What are you doing? Like, so easy to say about somebody else. And I think the world where it's so easy to look at somebody else and be like, they're doing this wrong and they're doing that and that doing this. But I think there is a benefit to having some clarity around the way that we speak. And I love what you're saying is like, there's the journey and then there's the truth.
Personal journey, everyone personal journey and their truth. Okay?
Yeah.
And those are
a very
two
modern
different
thing to say, that's my truth. But what does that even mean, right? Maybe it's your reality, maybe it's your work, maybe it's your struggle, maybe it's what you want, but let's be honest and self-aware. We're all on a journey.
Exactly. And also it's not chas v'chalila, and this is what I also love about Tanya, that it's a book, okay, of inner work. Yeah. It's not about anyone else. It's about yourself. Don't learn Tanya and teach other people how to behave or how to do things, okay? Just work on yourself. That's all.
There's enough to do on your own journey. Like, who has time to like go
Exactly.
But I'll tell you what it is. When you're feeling like insecure or you're having struggle or you don't have direction, it's so much easier to look at somebody else's journey and talk about it and think about it and analyze it. And it's basically what it is a distraction from your own work. And I tell this to my kids all the time. I
So
tell it to
much.
myself. If I find myself being judgmental about somebody else, and I really, really do this, not to toot my own horn, but I've learned to do this, is if I start to feel triggered or I start to feel judgmental about somebody else, I look at myself and I'm like, why is that bothering me? Why is that bothering
100%.
me? Why is it, what's it bringing up in me? What's my work? What's my work? And I have this discussion with my kids all the time because it's such a struggle. It's so much easier to look at your sibling and be like, well, that's the reason why things are going wrong. And that's the reason. And I say, all that is a distraction from your own work. It's so
100%.
much easier to look at the other person and be like, you're the problem, than to look inside of ourselves and be like, what's my work? Like,
But you know,
how am
when
I contributing to this problem here?
Chavie, we are so lucky that we have Chassidus in our life
Mm-hmm.
because it's exactly what the Baal Shem Tov says, okay? The founder of Chassidus, that everything is a mirror. If I see
Yeah.
something else in someone, something that is not good, it means that I have it inside me. Or
Mm-hmm.
when I see something good in
It's
someone else, it
so,
means that it's inside me. And I love that.
I love it too, but it's so confronting because when you're really getting annoyed with something that somebody's doing and you hate it, to turn around and be like, that's my work is so confronting and so, like you said, so uncomfortable. But we have to learn to go there. Like,
I'm
go
going to go
where it's
again.
uncomfortable. Go there.
But you know what? Again, to the word hard, uncomfortable. It's not bad.
Not
A
bad.
woman, a woman before she gives birth, it's very uncomfortable. Okay,
Mhm.
but it's a good uncomfortableness. Okay, to
Yeah.
wake up to your kids every few hours a night, it's very uncomfortable. You don't want to wake up to change diapers. Sorry for giving such, it's
Yeah.
uncomfortable. But who said it's not good?
But I don't think anyone can argue with the biggest growth moments, the biggest transformations that you have in your life. Right before that is really uncomfortable. It's really hard. It could be even painful. It even could be painful. But those are going to be those moments of transformation. It doesn't happen without it. I really believe that. People argue with me about it, but I am a huge believer that transformation takes uncomfortable, hard, painful, like it goes together.
You can prove it to them. It's in the Tanya. It says "Itaron haor min achoshech,"
Yeah.
which means
Yeah.
when the light is coming from the darkness, is a much higher light than before the darkness, or even in every day in our everyday life. Okay, the second before the sun rises, it's the biggest darkness.
Yeah. The darkest. Yeah. Oh my God, I love talking to you. We can go on for hours, but I want to I think the way you speak now, people can get the impression that this is who you are and that's how you always were. And I know you from 12, 13 years ago, and you were always a really obviously very connected, special person, but this was a journey. This was work. You were not born with this wisdom. You earned it, you learned it. And do you have, for somebody who's, or for everybody, everybody's in the struggle, everybody's in the path, like what was the first step you took to starting this self-awareness, this work, this surrender, I would say, to the process?
So it's interesting because it's always a discussion that I have with my friends. Can we come to that point that we recognize Hashem in our life, or we want to get closer to Hashem without any struggles that will happen in our life, without any crisis that will happen in our life?
Mm,
It's a question that I don't have an answer to
mhm.
it yet. I just don't have.
Yeah.
We didn't find an answer. We don't have an answer. But I do think that we can. I remember after I had my Shmuel Leib, which was the first boy in the Syria of
After
the
your
set of
girls.
the four
Yeah.
boys after my girls. And I remember when he came out of me, I was the first question that I had was, is he alive? That's
Mhm.
the first question that I had. I was like,
Mm.
I couldn't believe to the most amazing, biggest miracle that Hashem did to us, that we have that neshama is coming to this world. Like it's happening. Okay. So I feel like also I remember after having birth to him, giving birth to him, I remember that I was feeling so grateful to Hashem that I just decided, okay, I want to do something also for Hashem. I want to get closer to
I want to
Hashem.
give back.
So I can say, yes, I can say that sometimes in amazing moments that you have in your life that you are so overwhelmed. Okay, overwhelmed. That's the word, from the amazingness that Hashem is giving you, from the shefa, from the miracle that Hashem did to you, that you just want to thank Him. You just want to do something for Him. Okay.
I love that. That's such a beautiful perspective. It's like in your life, you have something you're grateful for. Say thank you. And how does Hashem want us to say thank you? He wants us to connect. How does Hashem want us to connect? He gave us 613 ways, you know? It's so
But also, it's to
beautiful.
understand it's more than this, because we can give over all the lessons in Tanya in
In
one
one
Fabringen
class.
here,
Yeah.
one
One
class, yeah,
one one
but
podcast.
one podcast exactly. But we could say that we have to understand that Hashem gave the Torah and the mitzvahs for us. We
Mm,
are not doing anyone a favor. The only person
yeah.
that I'm doing favor to is myself, because
So
Behemet,
true.
when you live meaningful life, life of emes, life of emet, life of understanding that Hashem is in charge of your life. But you can say, Hashem, you are in charge of my life, but I'm not listening to the book of laws or the agreement that you made between us. I'm not doing my part. You're just giving me, but I'm not doing the part that I need to do. Okay, I'm just not. So,
Mm,
what kind of commitment? I have commitment issues. That's what I
mm,
have.
yeah.
Commitment issues. I don't
Yeah.
want to be committed. I want to get all the good things. Imagine even with our kids. Yes, I
Mm-hmm.
love my kids. I'm not cooking supper for them. I'm not giving them food. I'm not taking them to a park. I'm not putting them to sleep. I'm not giving them showers. I'm not doing anything, but I love them. Spiritually, I feel like I love them so much. Is it
I
enough?
love it.
What
Yeah.
do you mean? Is it enough?
Yeah.
Be a mother. Just do something for it. Do the minimum things. I'm not saying about being a great mother.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
There's an
Wow.
agreement here. There's a commitment here. Be committed.
Beautiful. I think coming away with such beautiful things and beautiful ways to think about it, not as pressure or negative, or it's just such a
No, not at
beautiful
all.
way to look at our relationship with Hashem. It's like, be in it, appreciate and enjoy the things that Hashem gives you, return that feeling, show that you're a willing participant
Not
in this
much.
relationship. And sometimes, I imagine there are sometimes people that feel, well, I never asked for this. I didn't ask to be committed to God. Like no one asked my opinion, but your
You were
soul,
chosen.
you were chosen, and your soul had the agreement. Whether your body, whether you know it or not, your soul agreed to this, and your soul is in your body. Just like our children were meant for each other, like Hashem chose souls, and you agreed. Your soul agreed.
Yes. And I feel like it's okay. Again, I think let's go back to the first thing that we spoke
Yeah,
about, Be'emet, to have compassion to ourselves. Just to
yeah.
be okay with the fact that we're not gonna always feel great, and we're not gonna always be in a place that we feel like we doing like exactly what Hashem wants from us. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay. Hashem,
Mm-hmm.
Ava Rachamim, in Elul there are the 13 do you see it? Attributes, right?
Attributes
Uh, yeah,
of
the
mercy.
mercy attributes, exactly, that are revealed to us. So just take the power from Elul, which is the month of that the king is in the field. Just take the power from it and learn that we can also do it for ourselves, to be compassionate about ourselves, just like to have the
Mm-hmm.
compassion about ourselves. It's just
Mm-hmm.
so important to remember it. And just like let go, it's fine. This is exactly how Hashem created you, and just do
Mm-hmm.
your work. And He's going to
Yeah,
do His part. Just
yeah.
try. No one is forcing you to do anything. Just try.
Just try, have compassion, know that Hashem created you exactly how you're supposed to be. And Hashem created us with the ability to also grow into ourselves and become the best version of ourselves. But I love that. I love ending off with this idea of take a deep breath, let go. Everyone do it together. Let go. Hashem loves you. Love yourself like Hashem loves you. Love yourself
Exactly.
like Hashem loves you. And it's all gonna be okay.
Javi, we are part of Hashem. So like if Hashem loves me, He
Exactly.
loves Himself. Like it's all connected. Chelek
It's
Elokam
all
imam
connected.
mamash.
By the way, that's what I say, by the way. Like when you hate on yourself and when you're like down on yourself or you're put yourself down, it's not just you. Like you are a piece of God. Like you are putting it all, like
Exactly.
it's all connected. But
Exactly.
I love this. Thank you so much for giving
Thank
me
you
over
so
2
much.
hours. And I'm so grateful. I loved every minute.
Thank you, Chavie. Thank you. I really appreciate you inviting me to your podcast, Verbringen.
Verbringen.
And
Exactly. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I always really appreciate talking to Esty. She has this like no nonsense way about her. And every time I would go and do my wigs and sit on her chair, we would always get into these really deep and meaningful conversations. And she also has a way of like, would put me in my place if I would be complaining about something or whatever. And she just has this way that is not judgmental, but like, Chavie, okay, like, you know what to do. You know what the right thing. And I think she brings that energy to the podcast, just like this no nonsense, tell it like it is, but with so much love. I think it's great. So please let me know how you felt and if you took away anything that, you are applying to your life. So this is the first podcast that is airing since the holiday season. I don't have to explain to you what the holidays were like this year. Holiday Shabbos, holiday Shabbos, holiday Shabbos, super intense and exhausting. So there will be no voice notes in this outro due to literally the lack of time to even gather them, ask you for them. Like today, I'm recording, actually, it's Thursday night. Last night was still holiday. So the voice notes are here, but they're just not here this week because we have to just get it together, get back into the swing of things. And just take an exhale. I haven't been able to do that quite yet. My kids didn't have school today, and they're not going to have school tomorrow. My kids happen to be in public school, and they had school throughout Yontif, which they missed. So they missed almost a month of school with like maybe 3 days of going to school. And then finally, when the holiday's over, they have 2 days of teachers in service. I'm like, how? How did this happen? I love my kids, but we had a lot of together time. I am ready to get back into routine, but that's not going to happen until Monday. So still like a little bit on the hamster wheel, trying to catch my breath. And I just wanted to sit and reflect for a minute. I also just wanted to create a little bit of space, even just like close your eyes for a second, take a deep breath, and let's just really recognize what this last month has been like emotionally, physically, spiritually, our physical exertion, our mental exertion. Like the holidays are so beautiful and I love them and I'm actually going to miss them. And also, they are intense. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on in our brains, in our hearts, in our minds, never mind just the physical demands. And I think especially this holiday season with the hostages coming back, which I have no words for. Like I find myself just rewatching these videos over and over again. And it's hard to contain in our body this type of emotion. And I just think about literally the families that are receiving their loved ones back and the hostages that are seeing their families. Like, how do you contain that amount of emotion and not like pass out? Like I literally, like, how do you do that? And also it's a lot for us to try to navigate, absorb. And so just take a second and just recognize how much we're trying to process. Some of this stuff is not even processable, but we always are trying to process and we're trying to reconcile and we're trying to live and we're trying to function and be present and be the best that we can be with so much coming at us. So I just wanted to reflect on that. And I wanted to give everybody the space to just inhale and exhale and don't try to change anything. Don't try to think a certain way. Just exist for a second. And whatever emotions like wash over you, give them that space. It could be pure joy. It could be happiness. It could be anger. It could be resentment. It could be sadness. It could be confusion. It could be all of the above, which I'm ascribing to. Like I'm having all those things swirl around. And when the hostages came home, and it's so, so incredible and so happy. But remember, we're still in the inhale from this 2-year war. And we're like maybe just starting to exhale, but not really, because we still don't have all the hostages back that have been murdered. We're still not done the war, despite what everyone wants to say. And it's just a lot. So breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Just check in with your body. Check in with your heart. Check in with your soul. Check in with your mind. Give it a big hug. Just know, whatever you're feeling, I promise you, you're not the only one. Sending so much hugs and love and support. Till next time. Okay, so this podcast does not happen by itself. The magic takes a whole group of amazing people, and I want to tell you who those people are. So obviously I'm your host, Chavie. Our producer and creative director is Eli Ben-Chion. He keeps me on my toes. He makes sure that I just keep growing and am on point and don't miss a beat. He's the best. Audio is edited and mixed by Reed Seeley. Also, unbelievable. He's so cool, calm, and collected. You kind of need that working with me. And the music, which is beautiful, is by Basia Schechter and Shaul Magid. And this is totally unexpected.